What up, everybody, and welcome back to the Sauce Spot. It's me, your boy, Taco Bueno, aka Chef Buen, aka Buenzilla. I know I've been a little MIA, AFK, TBA, whatever you want to call it, but I'm back, I'm here, and ready to get back to getting lost in the sauce. Now, I know you're probably wondering where the rest of my videos went. I took a bunch of them down because I want to kind of start fresh, starting with this video of X-GEAR. I know a bunch of people are wondering, what is X-GEAR? But X-GEAR is a trading card game based out of Japan, made by these three artists. Pretty badass artists. I originally found them out through from this artist right here, Magane Yamauchi. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize if I'm not. I'm practicing Japanese. I will be learning that soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Anyways, I saw their logo art and I was like, oh, like maybe I'll get a logo from them. And then I saw them starting to post about X-GEAR, and I was like, yo, what is X-GEAR? What is this game? And yeah, no, just it looked really cool. They have some really cool art styles. I'll let you guys go through their profile because some of their art might be a little NSFW. I don't want YouTube to give me a little slap on the wrist, but yeah, no, they had some really cool art, and it really reminded me of like that 2000s graffiti style. I don't know if any of you guys have played the video game Dot Hack. It's one of my favorite games of all time, favorite series of all time. Big influence on my VTuber character, on me as a person. Love it. If you guys have ever seen SAO, it's basically a similar story but better. Dot Hack is the original, so SAO is a copy. Anyways, but there was in one of the games there was a mini game card game that plays very similar to this game, and that's kind of why that what drew me to it. First was the art style. Art style obviously drew me to it, and then when I learned how the game was actually played, and I was like, oh, this is very similar to Crimson Versus, which Crimson Versus it was a dot hack game. It was a really cool game, very very simple in concept. And that's what I liked about this game. It's like it's simple, but it's somewhat complicated enough to where it makes it challenging. Um, Now, X-GEAR is distributed by Epitaph, which I think is another kind of funny little nod to Dot Hack. Unintentional, guys. Like again, this, like I don't know if that was if that's on purpose, but Epitaph is a phrase commonly used in Dot Hack. If you know, you know. But yeah, this is Epitaph. This is their little, I think their mascot. Really cool character. Some of these characters in the game, this isn't one yet, I don't think, but could possibly be. But some of the characters give me like that Spawn. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Spawn. Yeah, Spawn kind of vibe. Really love that. But yeah, if you guys want to buy but if you guys want to buy some of the cards, you guys can go to their website, epibyxx.com. They are currently sold out of the Volume 1, Volume 2. It was kind of funny. My buddy on their first wave of the box sets, I bought them, convinced one of my friends to buy them because I was like, yo, bro, this game's just like Crimson Versus. And he was like, all right, let me check it out. He checked it out, went to go buy the box sets, bought them. They sold out. He was like one of the last orders, and they were like, hey, we don't have the box sets, but we could still give you like all the cards sleeved up. And he was like, sure, no problem. So that was really cool of them. Appreciate the quick response, quick solution. He wasn't mad. And then the box sets went back up, like I think a week later, sold out in 24 hours. That's insane. I think that's really cool. So like, this game's gonna be popular in my opinion, guys. So I think y'all should really keep an eye on this game. Check it out. You can still buy the packs. They come in 3 card packs. Volume 1 is here. Volume 2 is here. And they also have a Volume X pack, which just comes with these 3 main cards, which I'll show them off a little bit. You get these 3 main cards here with the pack. Those are the only cards you get in this pack. Whereas in Volume 1, you have a chance of getting 1 of 15 cards plus 1 random card, which I'll show all the cards off here later in the video. I will give you all a spoiler warning when I'm showing off the random card. If you guys want to keep it a secret, pull it for yourself. But if you want to see it, I'll obviously show it off here later. Volume 1, 15 cards, so 14 plus a random card. Secret card, I guess. Actually, not random. And then Volume 2, you'll get 17 cards plus a secret card, which makes 18. So Volume 2 is 18 cards. Volume 1 is 15 cards. The card art's really cool, and all these cards are all holographic, which I find really cool. I know some people might not like the holographic fully. That's what my buddy was telling me. I think one of his friends isn't huge on holographic cards, but whatever. maybe in like future iterations they could do like one holo and two non-holos or something like that. I think that would be really cool. I also think some autograph cards would be pretty sick. Or if they did like a secret rare holo, like like kind of type, like you have like your two normal cards, a holo card, and then maybe you have a chance of getting a secret holo or something like that. I don't know. Maybe if they ever want to increase their pack sizes or something like that, you can have like a regular booster or then like a premium booster that has like extra cards plus like some secret rares that you could possibly get. You know, for a random chance. That would be kind of cool. Autograph cards would be cool too. Like you could have like an artist signature on certain cards with like some of the secret rares or something. I'm just thinking out loud here of more things. I want more products from these games. I want you to spend more money. But yeah, no, this is come buy some cards. I'll have everything linked below, and I'll show the cards off here. Yeah, I'll show off the cards here in a bit. So let's actually go over the rules of the game so you guys can get a feel for that. Now, I made my own version because like when the game first came out, they only had the rules in Japanese, so like Japanese only. So I had made my own version. I translated it. Um, they also have a little magazine that I translated that gives a little more context of the game. There's like two little extra rules I can go over, but they eventually did translate it to English. One of the creator actually replied to one of my comments or this other guy's comment that I was talking with about the game, and they were like, "Hey, we actually have an English version of the rule set," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So here are the rules, and let's go over them real quick. So factions. Factions will be in the top left. There are only two factions currently, so you got the X-GEARs or the Orihawkins. Each faction will have its own card frame design. Then you have your power in the top right. Power is going to be the value that you use during battle mainly. It's like the first, battle by numbers, obviously. Color of the icon will also indicate its attribute, which attributes also here in the bottom left. So you've got three attributes. You've got impact, slash, and pierce. Each attribute has an advantage over another. Impact beats slash, slash beats pierce beats impact, and so on, so forth, etc., etc. And then obviously at the very bottom you have the gear name, and then right above that you'll usually have the artist of the card as well. Now there's like I was saying, there's a bunch of different rules that make this game interesting. One of them being building your deck. So when you build your deck, X-GEAR is played with a 6-card deck. All combined power of all 6 cards must be 20 or less. You can't exceed 20. You must include 2 cards of each attribute, so 2 impact, 2 slash, and 2 pierce. You may only include 1 card with the same gear name, and you may only include 1 shield card. Shield cards are cards that can force a battle in a draw regardless of power value. We're going to go over that here in a sec. So, again, power value of all cards must be 20 or less. Include 2 cards of each attribute. May only include 1 card with the same gear name, so you can only have 2 sea and stars. You can have 3. And then only 1 shield card. Now, along with that, you have your little battle rules. Whoops. So with the battle rules, X-GEAR is a 2-player card game. Each player uses a 6-card deck. Both players choose and reveal 1 card simultaneously each turn. The first player to win 3 battles wins the game. If neither player has won 3 battles by the end of the 5th turn, the player with more battles wins the game. If both players are tied after the 5th turn, a final battle is played using the 6 cards. So that's why it's a 6-card game. So battle resolution, compare power values. Higher power wins. 2, if both cards have the same power, compare attributes. Attribute advantage determines the winner after that. If the power and attribute are the same, then it ends in a draw. Now, like I said, there's also a couple more little tidbits with the shield card. So you've got giant killers. If you see the symbol next to their card, so you see that right here on Nagi, you can see his little symbol right here. It'll win the battle if the opponent's power is 5. So the card's power levels are 1 through 5 currently. If the power is 5 and they are a giant killer, automatically wins. Shield cards. Shields are always ending in a draw. So when you're using it as a shield, you must place the card sideways when you reveal it. So when you reveal the card, if you don't place it sideways, then you're using it as a normal card, as just like a 3. Say this Gundam example. You're just using it as a 3v1. If you don't want want it to be a draw. You may only have one shield card included in your deck. Now then you have your shield breakers. If your opponent does a shield card, you may play a shield breaker and then you'll win the battle. So like I said, this game's like a lot like chess or like a fighting game or rock paper scissors, but like more complicated. You gotta think about like where your opponents are gonna play what cards. And last but not least, we have the Dice Strike card. Currently, there's only one Dice Strike card. It was a promo card that you could get with buying some of the packs or the box sets for pre-order. I don't know if it's still available or if it will be by the time this video is out. It was also available at a pop-up in Japan. But really cool card. So they have one Dice Strike card right now. They said they will be including more with different abilities. But currently, this Dice Strike card, this card's power and attribute are determined by the die shown on the card. So you roll a die. And in the example shown, you roll a 1 or a 6. It becomes an impact with a power of 1 or a 6, depending on what you roll. 2, 5, pierce, 3, 4, slash. Notice that I said 6. Yes, this is the only card currently that can go up to a 6. So it not only beats 5s, it beats the Giant Killer ability. It can basically almost beat anything in the game. It's a gamble, but who doesn't like some gambling? You know what I'm saying? I like a good gamble. So, also, when you're building this deck, this card power counts as a 4. So that way, you can't just BOP get like a bunch of 5s and then throw this one in too. And then only one Dice Strike card may be included in a deck anyway. So when they include more Dice Strike cards, I don't know if when they have different abilities, whatever, you can only have one of them in your deck at a time. Now, match flow. So basically, you'll reveal your deck's total power first. You'll say, hey, my total power is, like example here, 18. You'll be like, power 18. Then you'll choose a card from your hand, enter in battle. And so far, I think what they're saying, the battle call, the battle call is gear up, which I think it's pretty cool. I think that's fitting. It's cool. They're saying they're still asking for suggestions, but I think gear up works for now. I don't really know what else they would call it, but so basically, here it's actually pretty easier to show on the on this example with the playmat, which there aren't any playmats currently out right now. That'd be cool if they throw some out in the future. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But so currently, what you'll do is you'll place your cards in the middle. You'll gear up, throw your cards up, determine who the winner is. If you win, you place your card vertical right here in the slot. Like see how CN Star wins? CN Star's vertical. Other cards horizontal. Loser or draw. If you lose or you're a draw, you'll be horizontal. So you play your card, determine who the winner is, place it here. Once you reach the number of wins, record your win. Remember, you need 3 wins to win a match, basically. And yeah, that's really it. It's like I said, it's a pretty simple game. Here's some examples. Attribute battle. So like here's a 4v4. They both are 4s, but the attribute wins. Giant Killer 1v5. So 5 would technically win, but he's a Giant Killer, so he wins. Then you have a draw right here because it's a shield card. And then you have the example of the shield breaker. So like I said, very simple game with some pretty interesting mechanics that makes it a honestly really fun game. And this is kind of what I've been looking for. I've been looking for a game where you can kind of just collect cards that are really, really cool and they're not overly complicated. Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, things like that. Like that, I love Yu-Gi-Oh's card art, and I do like kind of how the card game plays. But being an old Yu-Gi-Oh player, I don't like how it plays nowadays. I'm not trying to shit on the game. It's still a fun game, but it's just too convoluted, too complicated for me at the moment. I need something a little more fast paced and simple, and I really like that card art. Like it just really gives me that 2000s vibe, which I've been going a lot towards that 2000s Y2K vibe with like my clothing and whatnot. And this card game honestly just fits my vibe perfectly. So I think it'll be really fun. I've gotten a couple of my friends into it so far. Also, yeah, I guess I did want to go over some of the extra rules that they had. There were 2 extra rules that were mentioned in the magazine. So, like I said, this basically is everything in Japanese. I translated, shows off the cards, whatever. And then here's the magazine. Really cool cover. I wish we could have these IRL. Maybe eventually they'll print them off as like a merch like down the line. I don't know, but yeah. So here's the magazine. Wait, actually, no. Okay. So yeah. So here's the magazine. Hello, I'm Magane Yamauchi. I'm working with artists Pascun and Kun to create an original card series, X-GEAR. X-GEAR is a trading card game you can both collect and play. This issue introduces how to read the cards and how to play. So, like I said, it just goes over the cards, how to read them, what we just went over, the game, all the rules. Decks consist of 6 cards, the gameplay, and then here's one of the extra rules that they mentioned. I don't know why they didn't mention this on the actual rule sheet itself. Maybe they will add it later or something, but it's saying if you're playing with just a small number of cards, we recommend battling by attribute before attack power. This quick battle variant lets you play immediately with cards straight out of a freshly opened pack. So that's really cool. Like they give you an option to do like a quick draw, a quick battle, which that way if you say that you only get like 2 or 3 packs or something and you don't get a lot of cards, then you can just play with your friends and be like, hey guys, like let's just do quick battles. And then also this other little tidbit, they were saying if the result's still undecided after all cards have been played, 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, it's a draw game. Or you can do a sudden death. Shuffle all 6 cards together and lay them face down. Each player points to one of their opponent's cards, then flip together on the count of 3. Battle using that card's attribute first. If tied, use the number. Keep going until there's a winner. So that's like a different way to play. I don't know if you go based off of. I guess you don't put the giant killer or shield or anything like that into play because that's not mentioned. I guess you just go off attribute and then number after that, and then don't even worry about the card effects. So that's another way to play. You can do a sudden death version like that, or if you want to do that as just like a fun second version, you can also do that as well. I think it's really cool the versatility of this game, and it's mainly just like you're supposed to collect the art, and then you can also play as a card game. Like it's really cool. Rest of the magazine shows off the little comic of their little mascot X-GEAR. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Again, I'm a little dyslexic and I'm making excuses, but I'm going to learn Japanese here soon. Don't worry. Here's the back of the booklet. Back cover looks really cool. Cute little art of all the 3 of the characters. Volume 2 of the magazine. Again, I really wish I had this IRL. Maybe they can let us print some off and just like staple them together. I want to put them on my wall. Volume 2 goes over the shield cards, shield breakers, and the dice card because those were all introduced in Volume 2. There weren't anything like that in Volume 1. It was just the giant killer abilities. So Volume 2 also goes over the prologue and like some more lore. Long ago, humanity created a god. The light unleashed by that god's birth annihilated all life on the planet. Grieving, the god created new life. The god called them gears and sought to guide them, but some rebelled against that guidance and turned their fangs against it. In a world being rebuilt, a new battle begins. And here's the picture of the god. It'd be cool if like these were cards like later on, like maybe all these characters would be like, I wonder if they're like disciples. What are these guys? Are these the first gears or like I don't know. This looks like I'm assuming this is the god. That's so cool. So world building. So basically, it's page translated down here. Hey there, it's Yamauchi Magane. This issue timed with the release of X-GEAR Volume 2. Want to share a bit of the X-GEAR world building that's been living only in my head until now, as well explain as the new rules added in Volume 2. And then it's like, hey there, I'm X-GEAR mascot introduction. Okay, and then it basically says, the world that serves as the setting for X-GEAR is a planet very similar to Earth we live on, except it exists in another universe. Humanity once existed there too, but by the time of X-GEAR, they had already gone extinct. The humans of this planet were almost identical to us, but unlike us, they used magic. Since ancient times, people made use of the mana that welled up from the earth, treating it as a blessing from the earth god, and putting it to many uses. And they worshipped the earth god, Ze-X-Theta. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. Again, rough fans translation. I translated this for myself for my personal use, and hopefully share some more lore with the English fan base, because these magazines were only in Japan and only in Japanese. So hopefully I can get some corrections on the god's name. Yeah. World building part 2. In a world where magic and faith held real power, science and engineering naturally developed slowly. But in any world, there were always people gripped by the knowledge and curiosity. Scientists eventually discovered that mana was being emitted from a special ore forming the planet's core, and began mining it. Borrowing a name from mythology, they called this stone Orichalcum. Using the Orichalcum in their technology, civilization advanced exponentially. As belief in the god faded over time, some decided that if God is absent, we should create a being that could become God itself. Taking the initial letter of the god's name, this project was called the X-GEAR Project. They mined more Orichalcum than ever before, and when they finally activated the completed X-GEAR, the Orichalcum energy reached critical mass and exploded. The explosion itself caused little direct damage, but it triggered the Orichalcum still buried underground, activating it. The ground shook and split open, and the radiation released blanketed the entire planet. It was an environment no life could survive in, yet it had only barely clung on to the ground itself. In the end, everything died, leaving behind only X-GEAR, born in the midst of that explosion. Really cool world building. Love the setting so far. I guess I really hope they do like another maybe like a mini comic that could also represent like each character. Maybe like when they get further on in the series, they could do as well as the magazines, maybe like a little mini comic talking about like a character interacting or like part of the lore story. I don't know. I don't want to put too much pressure on them because I know they're doing a lot of work for us already, and I appreciate this card game. I'm just greedy and I want all the sauce. I want to get lost in all the sauce. All right, so continuing about the gears. As mentioned in the prologue, X-GEAR grieved that its own birth had wiped out life. So, over a long span of time, it created life that could survive even under the Orichalcum radiation. Beings with core made of Orichalcum core and bodies built from things that had spent long periods exposed to the radiation. These are the gears. X-GEAR borrowed the name of the god of humanity once believed in, guiding the gears as Earth goddess Ze X Theta. Theta. I keep saying Theta is Theta. Actually, I don't even know if that's right anyway, so I'll say whatever I want. Ze X Theta. However, after a while, some gears bounded together to form an opposing faction, claiming that the extinction of the past was the will of the Earth. They took upon arms to return life to nothingness once more. Taking their name from the planet's core, they called themselves the Orichalcums. Rising up against them are the gears who fight back, bearing the initials of Ze X Theta. They are the X-GEARs. And this is the very conflict. And this very conflict is what makes up today's X-GEAR. Note. There's a little note at the end. Over here. Gears based on natural objects or living creatures seem to tend toward being Orichalcums. Ironically, Orichalcum shares the name with the Earth God's own past name, said to be pure coincidence across the ages. And then a little tease. Will Ze X Theta or the mysterious boss of Orichalcums become a card in Volume 3? Stay tuned. I am tuned. I am so tuned in. Y'all have no idea. I am I'm so hyper fixated on this game. It's so cool. And then this talks about the new rules that were added in Volume 2. I didn't see any extra little tidbits. I didn't see any extra tidbits for extra rules besides the ones that they added in for for the new rules this time. There's probably just more, a little too much. And then the closing notes and the back cover. X-GEAR is being made with the goal of being a collectible art hobby that can also be played seriously and thoroughly as a card game. Just collecting the cards is 100% the right way to enjoy it. Just playing with them is also 100% the right way too. I wonder if I'm managing to pull that off. I honestly think so, because this is what I've been looking for, like I said earlier, in a card game. Something that you can just collect the art for and then also play it as a card game. It's not overly complicated. It's fun, cool rules. I'm excited to see what else they come up with. I hope we can get some more merch, like some card sleeves would be cool, deck boxes, play mats, things like that. Like I want to see more from the series eventually. Again, no pressure towards the creators. Y'all have a lot of nails played, so do what y'all can. But I'm just talking about things that I think would be cool to see in the future. Again, I have some extra lore translated about each character. I was gonna go over it, but I'll just let you guys kind of go through the doc and go through each character. That way this video isn't like too crazy. But I'll kind of just like scroll through and show you all some of the art. Again, you won't see the secret card in this art. I'll show all the cards off here in just a second, but just wanted to scroll through. Just wanted to go through and show you some of these cards. Otherwise I'd be sitting here thirsting over them like Kate. Look at Kate. Love you, Kate. But I'll show the actual physical cards that I have here IRL. Again, I think it would be cool if maybe in the future they would do like some non-holos with holos. You could make the pack sizes bigger that way, in my opinion. Do 3 or 4 cards per pack, maybe 5. Have 2 like one special holo, 1 autograph card, 1 holo, or something like that, and then just have like 2 or 3 normal cards. Boom, have a bunch of packs. Oh, I love the way X's look. Yeah, all this cool little extra lore. You guys gotta come and read this. Again, I'll have it linked below, as well as linked with their posts that show where I got the information from. Again, I have everything. I have everything linked at the top of this doc here, so don't worry. And so yeah, that's some of the rules and the lore. Now I guess I will show you guys the actual cards themselves. So take a look. What up, everybody? I got the X-GEAR cards here in front of me. So these are the boxes that they will come in. They're really cool, nice little compact boxes. I love the art on the front. There's nothing on the back. I think it could be kind of cool if maybe it had like the full roster on the back or something. Like, you know, even if it was like sideways, vertical, whatever. I kind of just have all my cards in here. Yeah, all my cards in each pack. And so the cards actually came in these cool little card packs. They're little flat packs, so you know. I was trying to keep the sticker all nice because I love the art on the sticker, but I was dumb and didn't realize that it was a flat pack and that you can literally just cut off the top. So I think that's what I did with this one right here. Yeah, you can see I just cut through the top like that because the cards are pretty small compared to the pack size. When you get the packs, it'll be these two will have, the first two will have, if you get the full box set, it'll be these two will have the card art. The rest will be blank packs. But like I said, you can just cut open the top. Don't be dumb like me and try to peel the sticker. This is for the Volume X. This is my favorite art of all of them. Love this. Volume 1 and Volume 2. Now I've got, let's see, I've got Volume X here. Actually, first I'll show you guys a comparison to like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. So as you can see, if I line the cards up 1 to 1, it's just a little bit smaller than a Yu-Gi-Oh card. You see the holographic effect on them. Also got my card to compare to. If you guys didn't know, I am a part of a Waifu Wars card game. So X-GEARs, if you guys need another character, you know, let me know. But yeah, that is the card, the difference in the card size. I currently have just these normal plastic sleeves. It was really hard to find a good size. So these are the ones that I'm using right now. I'm using these Mayday games, 56 by 87. I will post the link below for the size I bought. But I figure if I get these in like a normal card sleeve, because the normal ones have the cool art on them, that's what I want. So I think if I get these plastic ones and double sleeve them, I think I'll be okay. They even have like top load sleeves that you can get too. So or like top sleeve covers. So maybe I'll get some of those. But let me show off Volume X first. So here is X's. VLM Gen. And Nero. Love Nero. Nero's so cool. Now we'll show off Volume 1. Now remember, I will let you know when I'm doing the secret card, so
look out for that spoiler warning. So here we have Sea and Star. Cute little guy. Then we have Saki. Again, I apologize for the lighting. My room's not the best. I literally have my lights on full. I need to get my setup. I just moved rooms. We have Zark. See my big ass forehead in the reflection. We got the upgraded form of Sea and Star. Upgraded Saki, Hell Mode. Zarga. This is basically going in card order, guys. If you can't see, they have little card numbers at the bottom. And you can see the artist right there below as well. We got Aegis. The Juju. We got Palmchan. Dragon Sword Keyholder. We got Poppy. Nagi. Gil. Terry. And last but not least, here comes the secret card. So if you don't want to see it, please skip ahead. And secret card. It's X-GEAR. It's so cute. I love it. It is a 1 and it is a giant killer. So add that to your deck. That is Volume 1 and Volume X. Also, let's show off the promo card while I have it out. This is the promo card, the Dice Strike. Really cool. And now for Volume 2. So we've got Kate. Murakumo. Winter Ice Cream. What flavor ice cream are you? And then the next Sea and Star. Badass. Slice of Life Saki. Xylo? Xylo? Gandabul. We got Best Girl Exa. Look at that hood. Her outfit is so cool. I love her eyes. We got Denazera. I think this one's a little dark to see, but it's still really cool. It's hard to see on camera. In person, it's really cool. So it's just a little dark. Again, my lighting sucks. I apologize. Next, we have a WWW Shan. Another one that's a little dark, but still you can see. And we got Bijo. I love the pun with her name. Bisujo, all that, you know, really funny. Sick artwork. And then Ganda Bull. That's right, a lot of these cards have like Spawn, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Spawn. They give me Spawn or Dot Hack vibes, you know, that 90s, 2000. Then we got Nuwa. This is where we added the Nuju Bass soundtrack in. Wicka, 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 wicka. And then Hatsuri. My edgy boy, my kite boy. And then Dragon Killer. And then Sparkle Cat. Moto. And then next is the secret card, so if you don't want to see the secret card, skip ahead. Ready? Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Secret card! Look at that thing! Oh, it's so sick! It's like a comic book cover. Some sense. It's a 2 as well. I wonder if they're going to add in some 2 abilities later on. Like, I wonder if that symbol is just like power symbol, or if that means like a new symbol. I think it's just the symbol for like their power, but it's really cool. This is such a cool comic book style. I really wish we can get some like IRL magazines or like zines, like little mini zines, something like that. But yeah, those are all the cards, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Here's the rest of the video.
Alright, guys, those are the cards. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Again, if you want to get some cards, I'll have the link below to where you get your own cards. I will also try to be doing a giveaway to give some cards away, most likely either on my Twitter and as well as in my Discord. I had suggested to them to make their own Discord on their Instagram. They had an Instagram like questions section on their page, which I'll also link below for questions to ask the creators in Volume 3. One of them was my question about 2 cards, because I feel like 2 cards aren't really useful at the moment. There's like no gimmick for them, and I feel like you might as well just use like 3s or 4s. But again, they introduced shields and shield breakers in this volume, so maybe there's a gimmick coming for 2 cards next volume. Maybe I think it'd be kind of cool if they did like faction abilities as well. Maybe like there would be some like faction gimmicks. Who's to know? Again, want some cards? Come get them here. I'll have a link below. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful, informational, and you try out X-GEARs. If you do, come join the Discord, talk to me about it. Hopefully we can start a Discord. I guess that was my whole point with me talking about their Instagram posts, is I did suggest to them to make an Instagram. So if they make one, I'll have that posted here or in like wherever I can as soon as I find out. If not, I'll just make one myself. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy X-GEARs. If you're as excited as me, comment below, like, subscribe, and as always, stay saucy, guys.